I do too, but I don't want U.S. having control over that. And like we fought for independence, and now our country is trying to take away independence from someone else.
How is Trump a fascist? Same. Your voice? Okay.
This is not right. This is not the America that I was born into.
Donald Trump is a wannabe fascist. If the Americans want to stop immigrants from coming to this country, they need to stop destabilizing the rest of the world.
My name is Cassie. I am the person who does Cassie Speaks Up, and I am back. And as you can see, we are in public. And from now on, I'm going to try to do a lot more like social experiments and actually go to like protests and start asking people questions. Let's go ahead and get to it. Hello, y'all willing to answer some questions for a YouTube video? No? Okay. Everyone's so sociable. They love to chit chat. Y'all willing to answer some questions for a YouTube video? No? All right. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Uniparty did this one. Democrats and Republicans.
Can I ask what you're protesting today?
The real stuff.
The real stuff?
Yeah.
So I don't have a big platform, but I'm trying to grow it, and I would love for you to be able to get your message out.
Well, I've been here for most of 2025 and 2026. As you see my flag, I've been caring about Greenland far before it was the current thing since 2015. As number one, Greenland independence, because it's going to be the B state. Secondly, the merging agenda. They're trying to merge us with machines. It's not a conspiracy theory, and it's not me having issues. They have over 7 companies trying to merge us, not just Neuralink or Sam's company. The people who have the bot companies also have merging companies. The plot is not to replace us with machines. It is to merge us with machines, because we all know the phones and technologies probe, and you want to put a brain chip in your head to translate that into something that you pull to have your soul watch 24/7. Contrary to what people say, privacy is not dead. I can think this, and you don't know what it is. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. She doesn't know. He doesn't know. But if you are mergies, you'd probably know what you all were thinking, or at least they would know what you were thinking.
I'm so confused. Which company are you talking about specifically?
Well, the one that's most known is called Neuralink, but there's 6 more. The tech leaders, like the Sam guy, he made a company about merging the brain chips, the Neuralink. They're pretending it's for health, but I've seen the live streams years ago when they were promoting Neuralink with Rick and Morty. Their long-term agenda is to merge everyone. It's not just the people. And as my documentary is saying here, weather machines, because they can control the weather and have been controlling the weather since 1984. They use phaser array antennas and billion-watt microwaves that move the ionosphere up and slam it back down. And so think about a microwave with the door open. That's like the phaser array antenna. It can be aimed wherever they want to shoot it. Microwaves heat up water. So you can aim a microwave into a little tropical storm and make it into a hurricane. I was in Florida in the election year. 2 hurricanes hit Florida, and then there was a 3rd hurricane that was scarier than both combined. It just vanished before hitting land. That's not the way natural storms work. The hurricanes don't just vanish before they hit land. They have to hit land before going down. But the hurricane just disappeared, and it got memory hold. So I have more issues. I don't know if you want to hear them or not, because I do not have a single person in any government that represents my interests as a centrist, and we're a third of the country.
Can I ask, out of all the politicians that are available that you know of, who would you say would represent you the most?
Oh, it's hard to say. It is actually hard to say because they all are in the party groupthink, and the only one who's not is Bernie, and Bernie isn't exactly a centrist. He's in the far left. So his independent is an excuse for not being in the Socialist Party. So he's not an actual independent. I am planning on talking to several members of Congress, the ones that align with protecting Greenland right now, because Democrat or Republican, if they stand with Greenland, they're my friends right now.
So you support Trump's threats against Greenland?
I support Europe maintaining control over Greenland and Greenland being independent.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Independent Greenland, no American beast state. Yeah, with what I mentioned with merging earlier, a 3,000 IQ robot can hijack the brain chip, and guess what? There's a very real chance they'll just send you to Greenland to mine the minerals for them. Very real chance. I know that's not like confirmed or whatever, it's speculation, but if you think of things of all possible options, with Trump's lust over Greenland right now, it's for the minerals. The minerals is unfathomable. It's more than what they say it is. So that he's aiming for the minerals, and he wants the AI to harvest them safely. I do too, but I don't want U.S. having control over that. And like, we fought for independence. And now our country is trying to take away independence from someone else to become the crown that we fought against. It's terrible.
So speaking of taking over, there's a more recent event of Venezuela. Do you have any thoughts on that one?
The Venezuela incident, I don't like that it happened. There's a lot of propaganda online about it on both sides. What you have to remember, it's like one extreme for the other. The people who are cheering don't really know the beast that was opened, because Venezuela was one of the last holdouts from the Rothschild bank takeover that we currently are plaguing our Western worlds, and that's about to be obliterated. And I just think there should be a more reasonable solution that isn't an authoritarian dictator or this globalist agenda that we have, because both seem out of proportion, and it's for the oil too. Because I just read today that oil companies gave billions to Trump's campaign, and now he's seizing control over the Venezuelan oil.
I can kind of understand that because the Democrats really ran on making things more about like electric vehicles, for instance, and Trump really campaigned hard about going through coal and doing oil. So that I can understand why. But I'm not sure. Not a lot of people realize that Venezuela, like a long time ago, used to actually like trade with the United States, and now China and like Russia, they get like all the oil.
Yeah. Because they did kind of carve up the world in the dead of the night after World War II. It was good until it wasn't. Literally a few days later. So it's like a whole different form of evil that we're facing now, that is different than the evil that was. And it's like people obsess over what was and don't care about what is. Let's give no party a chance. We haven't had it since Washington. And his last speech before leaving office was warning us about this. He warned us and completely ignored, build them an obelisk over there. That's like, I do not believe the public safety excuse of why they won't allow us in there. I think they're hiding something in there.
Interesting. I've never heard someone say that they might be hiding something in there. But
you should do more research on the obelisk, because I can tell you, if you look for that shape, they might not officially announce it, but there's like one of those in every city. I'll give you an example. In Tampa, the news station has the obelisk there. It's right downtown. And the day that I yelled at them about the obelisk, they opened it. They just opened their obelisk. and it did directly change the behavior. And I was the only one who noticed. But
So we were talking about human trafficking. One of the hot topics in the United States right now is about ICE. Do you think ICE is doing a good job? Do you think they're doing a bad job? Do you think they're mostly doing a good job, but some of them are out of line? What are your thoughts?
well, regarding ICE, I do think that open borders isn't really an answer for anything. But I'm not. I also oppose this tyrannical roundup. Like the dude who shot somebody, he couldn't have just aimed for the tire to stop the car. The dude couldn't have just aimed for the tire to make the car go away and not murder the person, because it's like cold-blooded murder. I don't support that, but I don't exactly support flooding the gates from the allowing open borders, because it corrupts what we have here. So we should instead fix the places where they come from. Make people not want to flee to the first world because their country isn't a rat hole that has slavery still. You know? It's like I care about making the quality of the world better in all places, not just exploiting the resources or the left manipulating them and pretending while exploiting the resources and having a false narrative to change the culture of the place that we're in now. It's like I understand their immigrants are good, but some are not, and you can't just be like, oh, let's allow everyone in or no one. You have to be rational and like fix the places where they come from, and there won't be a crisis.
So it's gonna be really hard for the United States to go fix everywhere, like every place where immigrants come from, because a lot of not companies, a lot of countries are very corrupt. But a lot of people keep on calling ICE racist because they appear to be rounding up brown people. Do you think that they are actually racist, or do you think it's due to maybe the demographic of the countries that they come from?
See, I think a big problem we face as a country is that we put people in categories. So no, I don't believe the organization of ICE is racist. Do I believe that some people on ICE are racist? Yes, but some are not racist. And you have to remember there's like a tier system to all these federal authorities, and a lot of them can't really do anything. They're given strict orders, and it's not like they can really like healthily rebel. Because I can tell you that Secret Service rules. I love these people, but people hate them online when it's not their fault. You know?
Why would they hate the Secret Service? They're just doing their job.
Well, it's like the stuff I hear is like, oh, why don't they're protecting pedophiles and and you know, like, why aren't they doing anything? And it's like they expect Secret Service to do our work. Like we have to. They would be there regardless of who's in office. They'd be there if a left is in, a right is in, or an independent is in, or whatever third party. They would be there regardless, because Secret Service doesn't only keep them safe, but they keep us safe here.
You can dance, do a Trump dance. I'll be sure to cut that part out. Don't worry. So if you ever actually want to, this video is actually going to be on YouTube. By the way, you can actually find it at Cassie Speaks Up. So if you're watching this, go ahead and subscribe. Do you have a YouTube channel or anything? Do you want to go ahead and tell? I have a really small audience, trying to grow it, but do you want to go ahead and tell the audience your YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's the actual frozen cactus.
I'll be sure to find it and put a little picture of it for you.
Thank you.
No problem. And how many people have come up to you and tried to interview you or talk to you to see what your thoughts are?
I've had a lot of people talk to me. I had a lot of filmers, but you're the first actual direct interview I've had. I've had interviews pass me by. I've had regular news networks flee away from me. I've had people film me when I'm talking, hundreds, but no one posts me. You know, so it's just kind of like, what kind of clown world is this? You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, you are the first interview that I had here, but I've talked to many people here, and there's a lot of people like, hey, you're doing the good thing, you're doing the good fight. Let me help you with this. Let me help you with that. But you know, the revolutionary threshold isn't starting. I'm trying, but it's not rolling. You know.
So before I close this up, if you had something to say to just Republicans or people who are MAGA, what would you say? And then also, if you could talk to just Democrats alone, what would you say to them?
So MAGA, I voted for Trump twice. Okay.
I voted for Trump in this last election.
Yes, I voted for him. I wrote him emails, which I have receipts of, to like people in his campaign, all about Greenland. That's why he was obsessed with it in January, then dropped it, and now it's back on. So I wrote to him about my findings, my research, and how we can use the AI to mine Greenland safely. But he took it, rebranded it as something satanic, and becoming the beast state. So I'm telling you, and to the Democrats, my God, you vilified people like me for not liking the COVID vaccine. Okay? My brother was forced vaxxed in order to keep his job, and he was sick for like a week. And he said it was the worst experience he ever had in his life. And like, you can't just forget about this. You are part of the problem too. Blue is not an answer for red, and red is not an answer for blue. The people who are guilty of this unfathomably obscene crimes against children, humanity, and like conflict of interest here, they are on both sides. They fund both sides. There is no good party or bad party. It is just bad party and bad party. So please consider defecting to a more neutral standpoint, and don't divide us against ourselves. Stand together with people who think differently than you. Don't just, I'm like left. I only like people who are like me. And then, oh, you are in this group, so I don't like you. You know, I've had that happen to me. So please try to understand that unless they are the few and the elites and the people that are in their little clubs behind their closed doors, we're not your enemies. We aren't your enemies. So please consider thinking rationally, intuitively, and don't just form contradictions like being pro-choice with abortions, but pro-mandates with vaccines. Same way with the right, pro-medical freedom with vaccines, but pro-life. You know, it's confliction for both sides. So it's like, please just stand firm on common sense, and let's have another Washington in office. That's what I have to say to them.
Awesome, thank you. Do you have anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
Yes, please. This is relevant to the times in 2029 through 2036. Never merge with machines. It is not worth it. It is what they're planning, and the merging will come for us in our lives.
Thank you so much for the interview.
You're welcome.
Also, I wanted to let you know this is actually my first time ever going out in public and actually interviewing someone in person.
Oh, for
so you are actually my very first in public interview.
That's so sweet.
So
I
yeah,
appreciate
so
it.
I have to give you at least a fist bump
Of course.
and make it explode.
Well, you're my
Have a good
first
one.
street
Yeah.
interview I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had a street. Try to post, because no one ever posts me.
Yeah.
People film me.
I'll post you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
So
Have a
all right,
lovely day.
have a good one. So right now we have some people that say that Trump must go, and let's go ahead and see if they want to answer some questions. Okay. Hello. How are you doing today? So I can see that you said Trump must go now. Why does he have to go? No worries. No worries. Is that from like protesting and screaming out against Trump? Okay. No worries. No worries. So it says refuse fascism. How is Trump a fascist? Same. Your voice? Okay.
Oh, you lost your voice.
Yeah, I actually can hear it in his voice. So he didn't actually give me an answer. So my name's Cassie. I have a just brand new channel, Cassie Speaks Up. And what I'm doing is just going to protest. I don't care what leaning they are, and just asking them some questions and seeing what their answers are. So.
I'm not really the spokesperson for it.
I'm sorry?
I'll hold off.
Hold on. Okay. Hello. Sorry?
What's your channel?
Cassie Speaks Up. I have like 200 followers.
Okay, thank you.
So. It might be a little hard to hear this, but I love your sign. I really think the left and right should absolutely stop like being so nasty to each other.
I agree. Thank you.
Do you have any words of wisdom for young voters for the next election about how to be a little bit understanding of different opinions?
We're gonna have to stop being afraid of each other. That's the problem right now. That's why we're divided. That's why they talk the left and the right, because they have them separated with fear. And we still making the rich richer, but we all paying the same high prices for food, gas, and medicine, but we don't want to speak to each other. We don't want to talk to each other. We don't want to understand each other. Okay, and that's where we're gonna have to start. Really getting to know each other.
How much do you think that social media has to play with this?
Well, I don't think you can blame social media for responsibility. If you're a responsible person, regardless of what's going on social media, you'll be able to think independently. And right now, I think a lot of people just don't want to be an independent thinker. To think for themselves. They rather be told what to think rather than coming to their own conclusions.
I actually like that answer a lot. When I look at it, I've noticed that the more that people get dependent on social media, the more like hateful and violent they get, and more like they're willing to be disgusting towards each other. But
we're talking about responsibility. Okay, so if you're a responsible person, regardless of what's going on social media, you still will be an independent thinker because you're accountable.
But one phenomenon that I have seen is that whenever I see those same people in person, they're face to face, they don't say the same things.
Right, because they say, and the reason being, they don't say what they mean and mean what they say. And when we can start saying what we mean and mean what we say, then we can eliminate a lot of that confusion.
I agree with you. Thank you. Fist bump. Appreciate you. That's not very nice, is it? That's a little mean.
Let me explain to you what I seen today. What I seen today is the ICE Gestapo come out and say that woman was trying to hit them, and that is why they shot. And then after that, the mayor of Minneapolis came out after viewing tapes and said the woman was trying to leave the area. This is not right. And as the mayor of Minneapolis put it, ICE, get the fuck out. Yes. Yes. Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is murder. Okay? It is murder. Just like Fox News Entertainment Center will report that 80 people have been killed in the bombing of the boats off of Venezuela. They are murderers. It's that simple. And now they think they can come into the streets of America and shoot protesters. Folks, I served this government for 35 years. And they are being disrespectful to the American people. And we have to get into the streets and fight this fascism. Fascism is not going away by in its own. We have to be on the streets fighting this fascism every frickin' day. We need to quit buying things from these rich people who are making money off us to have our government kill us in the streets. This is not right. This is not the America that I was born into. This is not the America that I served for 35 years. They are becoming a bunch of murderers. Trump must go now.
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 And I want to call.
So I see you're protesting Trump. What's the worst thing that Trump has done? You wanna? What's the worst thing that Trump has done?
Rape children.
All right. So where do you get that from?
I believe that's present in the Epstein files that have been released by the Justice Department.
Is this part of the Epstein files? That was part of the thing that you could copy paste and unredact, or was it actually like fully like in the Epstein files and listed as like he did it?
I'm not sure on that part. Thank you for asking that question, though. No, I don't have a source I can cite. It's mostly just propaganda, but.
So, what do you think is going to happen if all the files are released and possibly Trump is the one who brought down Epstein, and Bill Clinton is actually innocent?
I don't think Bill Clinton's actually innocent. I mean, I don't think any president is particularly innocent.
Sorry?
I don't think any president's particularly innocent. I think it comes with the job to be sort of like a criminal, so to speak. But sorry, that wasn't your question. What is your question again?
Sorry?
What was your question one more time?
I was asking what's going to happen if the Epstein file comes out and Trump, let's say, was the one who helped bring down the Epstein, because you know the Epstein files are not fully released. And then I know that there was a lot of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files, and I see a lot of people on the right saying that Bill Clinton is a pedo, and I see a lot of people on the left saying that Donald Trump is a pedo. What's going to happen if you find out that Bill Clinton is not guilty, and then we're going to find out that Trump maybe brought down Epstein?
I think you have to understand the general political environment and context. If we can call the Trump administration fascist, then we can say that, and the Justice Department is no longer as independent as maybe it once was. These boundaries are being destroyed. Then obviously there's a motivation or incentive to keep his name out, try to maneuver this situation politically to as you say, attack political enemies while expunging himself from the files. But I think the American public knows better, and I think it's a referendum on how American society treats pedophiles and rapists. And I think we exist largely in a rape culture that's
But one thing, I know the answers, but I like I said, I am coming to protest. I don't care what side they are, and asking people questions about what they believe in. And I see the sign right here. It says "Refute Fascism." Can you explain to me and the viewers exactly how Trump is a fascist?
I wouldn't be affiliated with this group in any particular.
Okay, I apologize. I just assumed that.
I mean, I can agree and maybe describe them in general terms. I just want to just say that I have no direct affiliation with this group, but I can answer the question is Donald Trump a fascist?
Yeah. So, what has Donald Trump done, or how is Donald Trump a fascist?
Donald Trump is a wannabe fascist. He's unfortunately super fucking incompetent and narcissistic and a man-child. He's not the fascist of yore. That said, however, what defines fascism is oppression of a captive audience, like a domestic population. There's imperialism, which is a nation state, a class of elites spreading itself across borders in order to like pilfer and profit, right? Fascism is what happens when that boomerangs around and attacks the domestic base, as it were. Donald Trump is a fascist because he doesn't care about the rule of law. He puts power first. He doesn't care about the people. He's sending these ICE Gestapos. They had a signing bonus, $50,000. That is a year's salary for too many people in this country.
I think that ICE is doing a good job personally, and I think that we have some officers that are obviously overstepping the law and need to be held accountable, and we have an accountability issue for individual ICE officers, and that due to social media, it's been blown up.
What are you asking me?
So I'm asking for your opinion. Do you think, like, because they like to say that you mentioned that you're talking about Gestapo, talking about immigration and stuff like that, which is a reference to Nazi Germany and Jews and even LGBT people and everyone else going into the concentration camps. So
after the ICE murder of a woman in Minneapolis.
So how is ICE like the Gestapo?
After ICE came and shot a woman in the head today. In Minneapolis,
ideologically and economically motivated to persecute a designated population identity group, completely unaccountable and operating at the private orders and discretion of one person.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Okay. So it's getting a little loud for me to hear. Yeah. And I'm also extremely deaf. I'm not sure if you saw it hearing it too.
Can I define for your audience nationalism?
Of course, yeah. So this has noise cancellation. I'm going to try to use AI to get rid of what they're saying, but yeah, go for it. So go ahead and explain what you're going to do.
I just like to explain nationalism, how nationalism works, and how that relates to fascism. I know these are a lot of like ism technical terms, and they do have like technical definitions, but it goes back to a fundamental us versus them, right? If you want to build a nation, part of that is making your identity separate from someone else. When you do that, when you make a group, at no matter the scale, that's separate from another group, you've created an environment where you can justify their oppression, which actually facilitates group bonds in that oppressor group, right? When they're doing this fascism, this imperialism, this capitalism, this whatever ism, they're making groups. It's group dynamics at its core, right? These ICE Gestapo agents, right, are using their persecution of a designated minority group to do their white supremacist nation building.
I differ in this view a little bit that ICE is going after them to oppress.
What else would they be doing?
Enforcing immigration laws, and I see a whole bunch of people saying they're rounding up all the brown people, but when you look at the statistics for where people come from, it's overwhelmingly going to be people from like Hispanic countries or people who are people of color. So I don't understand. Like you look at the demographics of who is immigrating in, and the number. It makes sense that like why it isn't white people getting deported, for instance. Makes sense.
You just said that they're mostly. You just said that they're mostly rounding up Latino people.
Sorry?
You just said they're mostly rounding up Latino and like people of color.
Yeah, because if white people are not immigrating into the country at the proportion that the Latinos are, there's going to be a discrepancy in like a difference between how many each of each ones get deported. That make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people out there that just go ICE is racist just because they're rounding up brown people. I'm just like, there's statistics for it.
I don't disagree with you. I see what your argument, like the principle of your argument, the statistical argument that you're making. But I think also that we would both have to like sit down and review the statistics, because the statistic, it is also like they're not attacking Ukrainian immigrants or like, you know, any other like European immigrant group, right? Italian immigrants, Catholic immigrants, whatever. They're attacking like Latin American immigrants after they destabilize these countries, Asian immigrants, African immigrants, Caribbean.
African immigrants make up about 4%. Hispanic, I forget. Hispanics make up about 45%. Oceania, Canada, and I forgot one other white country. And Europe, I believe, only made up like 5% of the immigration. Australia was super duper low. There was a decent amount for like Japan, but that was like 7% or something. Yeah, it was really low. So, like overwhelmingly, it was all Hispanic nationalities. So yeah.
But those are the brown people.
Well, they're the ones coming here, so that makes sense. But
you have to keep going up the stream. Like, why are they coming here?
I understand why people come here because they want a better life.
But why? What?
I'm really having a hard time hearing you. I'll try my best.
My point is, the American imperialism destabilized these countries, which then provides the motivation for these refugees to seek a better life here, right? If the Americans want to stop immigrants from coming to this country, they need to stop destabilizing the rest of the world.
Okay, so I have no problem, and a lot of people have no problem with immigrants coming to the country. The problem that they have is that people are trying to just come to their country without going through like a port of entry or lying about their asylum because the asylum process is so so backed up because of the immigration judges or like not staying up on the visa the green card status. So I went through immigration myself.
So why are we giving a year's bonus salary to ICE officers instead of hiring more immigration judges and simplifying the process? Like, it's just, it shows a prioritization of brutality than it does actual legality.
There is actually a cap on the number of immigration judges allowed from a law that goes back like decades. So it's not just like they should absolutely. I agree with you. They should absolutely improve asylum process. I absolutely agree with you on that one. But when it comes to like the bonuses, I can't really answer for that one. I just see that they're getting a lot of hate. They're being attacked, stuff like that. Not many people want to be law enforcement officers. A lot of law enforcement officers all over the place or have sign-on bonuses, like I said earlier. DC had a $25,000 sign-on bonus. So if people don't want to do that job anymore, they're going to have to put an incentive out. So,
question for you. Why don't you get a $50,000 sign-on bonus for being a school teacher? Why don't you get a $50,000 signing on bonus for being a school teacher? Why do you only get debt bondage for being a school teacher?
Yeah, school teachers should absolutely get paid better. So, yeah.
Why don't we take the money from the ICE officers and put it towards the school teachers?
You'd have to ask the government that one, but yeah, I think absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
That goes back to
but
fascism.
I would have to say probably because the ICE officers are federally funded and the school teachers are actually funded by the state. So I think that has a lot to do with it. So my ear is hurting right now, but before I go, if you had to give Donald Trump a letter grade as if you're grading his final exam, what letter would you give him? Would you give him like an A or an F or somewhere in between?
I think at this point he would already be expelled.
Expelled, okay. I haven't heard that one before. Okay, so just a heads up, if you want to watch this, I have a YouTube channel. I'm Brandon's Making New. Only like 200 followers. It's called Cassie Speaks Up. Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Must go now. Trump must go now. ICE Gestapo